Okay, guys, let's get started. So we got Roadie Workshop, and last week was a short, sharp one, which was just like a really just one item on the to-do list, which was write that list out. And me personally, I added another 100 and how many was it? 150, and I'm up to J in my Facebook friends. So I've got about nearly 500 names there to work with when we start blitzing, which will be crazy. And just to give you guys a look, like this is the start of the list building questionnaire here, and I'm up to here, which is like just halfway down the column, without working through some people that I know, and this will just prompt me to actually write their name down and go have a chat to them, right? Because especially if you've been in the area or been in the same spot for a while, this list is brilliant because you actually go, I've actually bought meat from that butcher for 20 years and never actually, never actually, or you haven't been in Herbalife that long, but, why don't I invite him? It'll just give you the idea to actually invite people down that you probably wouldn't have already thought of, or maybe your banker or your accountant or, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be amazing. So keep working on those lists because we're going to need them. What we're also going to be doing as well is we're going to find a time that works, or you guys are going to find a time that works. I don't have to be there. And where a group of you can get into one space. And I watched the video that I uploaded into Roadie Workshop the other day with Eric Worry. If you guys haven't watched it, just have a look. It just goes for 10. And it's just really about doing a blitz. And he was saying that if you feel like you're caught in a rut, which is probably 90% of the people on this call, well, maybe you don't feel like that, but I assume you do. And you just want to give yourself your business a kickstart again, or give yourself a kick up the ass, or whatever it is. I feel like that's the way to go because, or maybe you feel like you've got momentum and momentum's a funny thing, isn't it? As soon as you take your foot off the gas, all of a sudden you're pushing that boulder from a standstill again, and trying to get the thing moving. So it's a funny thing. So watch that video, guys. But essentially what they're saying is in a 2 to 3 hour period, it's like a go hard, blinkers on. I'm just writing messages. I'm calling people. I'm booking appointments. Whether there might be, with what I suggest you do, guys, to be honest, is I'm so open to helping you guys. So just book those 10-minute napkin presentations because it's an easy pitch. They don't have to be anywhere. They can just be on their phone. It takes 10 minutes. It's not a 30-minute thing. And then the next step can get into a larger environment where they can actually see more of the information and stuff, even if it's the same day. Like what I would be doing personally would be I'd be pitching them on how we make money. And if they're liking the way they see that 10-minute presentation, and if this gets too heavy, guys, I'll just do a video, get some of you guys in, we'll do a video so we can all use it and send it around, right? If it gets too, if I just don't have time in the day to be able to do the 50 billion presentations that you guys are going to book me, and then we'll be using them to feed them into the existing system so they can learn the skills and be independent of you. So you guys aren't managing. You're just working on yourself, because what you'll find is when you're doing that, your team will be like, well, what's the deal here? And you'll be like, well, come to the next blitz. Come to the next blitz day. I want to do them weekly. So that's why it's important to continually add to that book. And this might be just you and a friend, guys. Let's say, I don't know, you and one of your downline, and you get them to do the memory jogger. It's not reserved for us. And you get them to write down 300 names, and you say, okay, well, when's an afternoon where we can actually get together and send some messages out? For you as a leader and a supervisor, it's a double whammy, because not only are you booking presentations for your front line and your new clients or whatever it may be, or your health scans, or your guests in the fit club, or your business opportunity. I'm literally just going to flat recruit with this, and then if retail happens, it happens. but and if you're doing that with a team, or maybe a group of your team, or maybe a group of like a whole group of you together, it's so much more fun. Like we done this like last year a couple of times. I don't know why we went away with it, but we were definitely getting results from it. And it's really just like the process in my mind is saying, having a good conversation with someone, probably via voice message or even doing like a video message. Like I know what Quinton does is if he's on Instagram and he's talking to someone cold market, as soon as it's past the how you going type of phase, he sends video messages so they can see his face and it's just kind of like talking to someone face to face. And from that, and they hear your passion, and what you'll do is when you're getting success, that passion will be coming through in your voice, and you'll be finding you're booking people so much easier. It's like a flow-on effect. And just have some fun, guys. Get some food in. Get a few of the guys that work well together in. Have a little competition to see who can book the most appointments in a 2-hour period, or see how many conversations or invitations you can actually get out in a 2-hour period without, without just sending blanket. Hey, we started a new business, copy and paste type of deal, like actual invitations. And I don't know, put something on the line, like make it a competition, make it fun. Because, they're definitely in Australia, I know like your business can change with just one person, in particular here. But I also know the value of being really wide with your business. And, the beauty of that is that the more people you have in the game, guys, in our operation from a business perspective, the less, what's the best way to say this? The less risk you have of having a really spiky business. So for example, if you have 3 superstars in your business right now, and that's it, and they're doing 10K. Let's say you got one superstar doing 10K and 2 other members doing 1, for example. What happens when the 10K chick gets pregnant or life happens to her and all of a sudden she's back down to 2.5 or maybe even less? Your business has dropped by 70%, So in Herbalife, what I've found and what I've noticed by analyzing my numbers is when people are flying and their royalties are growing, they're getting, obviously their frontline's going crazy and they're bringing in frontline supervisors every month. And that's duplicating because they do it, their teams do it. But what I've also noticed is the really strong businesses in Herbalife, their top performers will always be around about the top, but 10K guys, especially in Europe and Australia, are fairly rare, which would indicate to me if you want to do 10,000 royalty points, 500 royalty points, which is 10,000 organizational volume points, which is pretty much everyone on this call can do 5K. You just don't have enough people hitting your personal volume at the moment if you're not. And most people's major obstacle is actually building that 500 royalty points active world team. And what I know is if you condense this push into a shortened bracket and don't do it over 5 years, you'll knock out your 5Ks, your 2.5s, and you'll do the royalty points all at once. But you've just got to have that, nearly draw that line in the sand with yourself and just say, enough's enough. I just want to grow this thing. I'm sick of not doing that. I'm sick of kind of just hovering where I'm at. People call them growth pins, but it's not really. It's just people figuring out how much work they have to do to go to the next pin. It doesn't have to take you that long. But I guess back to the spread, what I've noticed is if you want to do 500 royalty points, you're better off having 10 supervisors doing 1,000. or an average of 1,000. Even better, get 20 supervisors who are active and in the events. And how can you not do it? That's 500 volume points each. You know, like it nearly becomes impossible. If you have 20 supervisors in your business, in your 3 levels, not just in your front line, you might have 3 who get 3 who get 3, for example. It actually nearly becomes impossible for you not to hit active world team, especially if you do it over the next 12 months and get those supervisors in. And then get them building lists and duplicating the process of the memory jogger, and then getting them into some type of environment where they can blitz and just go crazy with your help there, so you can teach them how to invite and put people in either in front of the presentation or on the scales, you know, for a wellness evaluation. The good thing about that is they're not time-based, they're appointment-based. So you can be more flexible to when someone can actually come in and get on the scales. And I've always found to get people on the product, it's a lot more effective actually doing a wellness evaluation over getting them into a fit club. I find fit clubs good for a lot of things, softening them up. They hear stories. They hear... They get the positive vibes, they build relationships. It's amazing for community, super important. Like it just ticks a lot of boxes, but for actually getting clients, getting people on the scales is the most natural next step and probably the most duplicatable thing you can do, rather than you trying to pitch someone after a fit club to get them on product to, you know, it's just not, I don't know, I don't feel like it's as strong. But all the good retailers in this, like on this call right now, they're good at wellness evaluations. You don't have to do the same amount of numbers. And if someone comes to Fit Club first, guys, your closing ratio will go up. And then if someone comes to what I find is, for me, when I do a wellness evaluation and they don't buy on the day, what I find is when they come through Fit Club, like just talking about our business model, if you've just seen the business basics training we done, when they actually come through Fit Club, they buy after that, because now all of a sudden they want to glow lean, because everyone says, I start on a glow lean out of here. Got to get everyone, all our new people starting on an old pack, because then when they share their testimonials, that's what everyone will start on. It'll be so much easier for everyone. But yeah, that's what I find, guys. So if we're blitzing, I just want to talk about that right now, because I really want this to be a workshop. You know, I can sit here and tell you guys to recruit and whatever and the advantages, but look at the marketing plan if you want to know the advantages of recruiting. And we can talk about all the different things, but I feel like we just need to put some action points into like on the table, so people can actually just do it. I feel like that's important for us as leaders to be able to do. So what I highly suggest you guys do is, and Meg said she's already doing this with Taz over in Portugal as well. Might be why she's just behind me in volume. Yeah, that was a dig. Is actually getting together once a week with some of the guys who you know might be able to teach you something, or they might have a different pitch, or you can invite ideas off and all that different thing, and make this thing fun. And to be honest, guys, you probably won't be talking heaps, because what I find is when you all get in the room and start working, everyone's just on the phone and blah, 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 blah. But at least they're there just to be there, you know, if you get a real harsh no or something like that. The whole thing's a lot funner, especially if you're writing down booked. Like if you're doing a competition with everyone, and that's what I'm going to do with the people I do it with, because I'm competitive, and actually having like you walking over to the board and putting a 1 on the board for your appointment that's just booked, and everyone's like, and they start working a little bit harder and that type of thing. And then what you know is like the ratios will kick into play. So, for example, you'll have 10 people invited. 5 will say they're going to show up, or 10 people will say, yeah, we're going to do we'll do that health scan, or yeah, we'll get on that napkin presentation webinar, but you don't call it that. We'll have a look at that presentation, and then you'll sit there for a while and you go, okay, well, they're not showing up. So actually half of those people actually show up, and then from there, only half of them will do something as well. So 2 to 3 people will do something, unless they're a really warm lead, for example, and they've approached you and said, you're looking great. I'd love to get on those products. They're the easy ones, but I'm talking when we're reaching out. Yeah. And I just think this is just going to chuck a flamethrower on our existing business, and it's going to be powerful. And this is what I really want to do, in particular with my new members. Because I feel like you get them off to the races, you get them recruiting early, building their teams. You're setting them up really for active world team from the start. Not only to smash out supervisor within their first 90 days. 4 months, or even hopefully in their first month, if you get them recruiting and they can drive a line, and then you get their recruits into the blitz the next week, and really kind of drive that whole process home for them, and actually teach them what the work ethic looks like, because they won't actually know any different. So you can imagine a team of people that get together once a week and message 100 people a week. That's like 90 more people than what a majority of our business is doing right now. I'm telling you, people are talking to like the easy ones that come to them and whatever. Maybe if they're advertising the phone calls, et cetera, and yeah, there's exceptions to the rule, but people are talking to the easy ones, but they're not actually like displaying president's team level work ethic. And when they do, they get the results, because everyone on the calls had results, right? So that's just how the cookie crumbles, really. What's everyone's thoughts on that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's a certain time of day that works better, or part of the week you would try and book those blitzes for? Afternoons work better? Or?
I was actually thinking about this today. So the question was, is there any time of day that kind of works better for most people? And for me, I would have thought, and of course, like this is booking appointments, so you might get people go, yeah, I'll do it right now. You might get some people that do that. Yeah, I'm free right now. Let's do a call, and you jump on and do the prezzo. But with the team having to work during the day, and other like people you're trying to talk to, they might have their phones on at work. So I would have thought from 4 till 7, 4 from 8, you get some dinner, work in, get the kids looked after, that type of thing. Might even do it on a Wednesday night here. Like I don't know. I'm just just chucking ideas out there. Just make it blitz night for the training. Just teach them how to do the work rather than teach them how to do the work. Or like maybe a Sunday arvo. I always found when we were working with Primero Training up the Gold Coast, you kind of weren't allowed to call on a Sunday. There's like a grey area. But when we did, everyone picked up the phone. Everyone. Because everyone's kind of doing, like it's Sunday, everyone's just chilling out. They've got their phones. They're just mucking around. Like not many people actually get up to much on a Sunday. They might go somewhere with their friends, but they're always, they're always kind of got their phone on them, so they'll see a message and stuff like that. So I was thinking either Sundays or some type of time of night between 4 and whatever time, and we just say, this is blitz hours, guys, come when you can and book in for a few hours, give us a couple of hours at least, and then you can go home, hopefully with, hopefully they can book, you set them a goal, like if you book 20 appointments right now, I'll give you a Herbalife branded shirt. Because that's going to lead, if they book 10, it's going to lead to 10 people either on products down to being members and becoming supervisors later on.
Yeah. Okay.
And you think on average, if they come in for that 2 hours and they do actually book 20 people in for a health scan, just for a health scan, for example, and you look at the average volume in Australia, which is like 110, but let's just say it's 100 volume points per client. And so they book 20, 10 show up, 5 get on the product, and one becomes a member down the track. And again, that's 500 volume points just from that person for the week, which is a lot better than what our new members are doing now, right? Can't speak for everyone, but if I feel like a lot of the new guys, you know, there's exceptions like Matt and stuff like that, but a lot of the new guys find doing a Map Cup hard. And it's just, like I eat a Map Cup a week, so I've never understood, and I always have, by the way. But yeah, they really find it hard. So I think if we're kind of doing this and saying we'll come and we'll teach you how to actually invite and do some retail, and just focus from kind of like the top down rather than trying to train them on what the products do. And you know, that's not the core skill really. The core skill is just booking people in to see someone else.
Yeah.
So that's what I reckon. And we just, like with new guys, I'm just going to use that simple pitch, guys. And you guys can do what you want, by the way. You guys are independent distributors. But what I was thinking of doing with my new guys is just using that line that I actually told Matt the other day, and I just said on the business basics, was I have 10 free health scans with my mentor this week. I'm learning. I need test dummies. Are you interested in finding out your body fat, and do you have any health goals, or do you know anyone that does by any chance, and that type of invite? Because people are like, oh yeah, I'll come help you out. That sounds cool. It's free. But more importantly, it gets them to reach out. Or alternatively, get them to book a business launch, and then actually sit there with them and get them to invite 50 people personally to it. Or you're sitting there and you get 20 people show up and you're in the game, right? That type of thing. Like saying, okay, so what do you actually want to invite into Natasha Bales? What do you actually want to invite into here? Health scans, fit club, or a business launch for your retail? And then on the other side of the coin, what do you want to invite into for a business presentation? Do you feel like you get them into a Wednesday night? Do you feel like it's easier to book them in for just a 10-minute call when they can, like with the right training with you there, to guide them around those invites, and why you say are you open to chatting, and that type of terminology, et cetera, et cetera. But hey, maybe their goal for the month is to knock out that Map Cup first before they start recruiting. So, okay, we'll get that done in week 1, and then get them to recruit people, and then at the end of the month, get them to knock out their first Map Cup. And all of a sudden, you've got 2,000 volume points from that new member before you even, and you're only doing, if you're doing a 3-hour afternoon once a week, it's 12 hours a week. You're just multiplying your time really.
Yeah.
Instead of having, let's say that you can invite 50 people in that 3 hours, but if you're doing that with your downline, and from a personal volume perspective in the business, if you're doing your 50 invites, and I'm talking proper invites where you're actually talking to people, and you get like 5 people in your downline doing that, hitting your personal volume, collectively, your ID, I guess, like if you look at it like that, is doing 250 invites a week. I'm telling you, we're probably not doing that every 90 days right now. It's going to be like a bushfire, but good bushfire. Actually, that's probably that example. It's going to be like, I'm trying to think of something nice that's like explosive. I can't think of anything. Like a nuclear bomb. Well, that was my next go-to, and I was like, hang on, that's not really nice either. But you guys get the point, right? So, I'm pumped up for this. So if you haven't already, just get to work on those lists. Really, guys, if you just go to I had a call from France before. If you ever, if you go through your friends, like if you just open it up on Facebook, I'm sure this is what Lisa was doing the other day, by the way, when she was posting all her lists into Royalty Workshop, and you go to, it's the first tick off, and you're just scrolling through your friends. It's just names, like it actually got tedious today. I was up to like an extra 180 people. I was sitting there going, fuck, like this is like, I just want to kind of start ripping into it. So, we'll set up our first blitzes this week. And we'll just organise a time. We'll just start ripping into it, guys. No time like the present. But this is our last royalty workshop before end of month as well, guys. So just make sure that we're ticking all those boxes, and it's kind of like end of month's kind of like just dotting your I's and crossing your T's type of thing. Just making sure people don't need reorders. Just keep in mind, end of month in Australia is Monday midnight, and I'm 98% sure that carries across the world as well when end of month's on a Sunday. All those prospects that were kicking the tires, maybe chucking a free something like a free cellulose if they order before end of month. If you're stretching for volume, guys, as well. Don't give away stuff unless you have to. You might have clients that you want to reorder, so if they're out of shake, hit them up. Members that might be short on a map cart, they might be chasing their first cart of senior consultant. They might be looking at 42% off to get Success Builder order. Whatever it is, just make sure we're having these conversations. And, if it's important to you, pick up the phone and call them, would be my advice. Make sure they can hear your voice. Otherwise, you run the risk of it really just kind of sounding like a volume grab from your perspective, which I guess it is if you're searching for volume, but you don't want it to come across that way. You want it to come across like, I literally always get 2 orders on end of month, and like guaranteed, and one's my dad and one's my mum. Because I go, oh shit, I don't need to order. So I send him a message. Dad's like, yeah, I'll have, and it's exactly the same thing. Chocolate shake, active fiber, cellulose, and what else does he have? Original tea. I could nearly just order it for him and just say I've got you the usual, but I don't. Just go through that process, guys. That we've done end of month training so often. No one here is new. So you guys know what to do. Run the reports on BizWorks, or if you haven't got BizWorks, get your upline to do that for you. And I'll be giving you a kind of like a relay of where people are at and how close they are, et cetera, et cetera. Let's close it out really strong, guys. And, let's set up these blitzes. We've got the BTS for everyone on the calls local, apart from Meg, but she's got people down here. So, we got Craig Morrison. Who do you know that was a PT or is a PT and has to work, or is a PT and has to get up at, crap o'clock and go to bed at midnight to actually make some money? Craig made his best month was December, which was $10,000, which is about probably $9,500 more than most PTs make a month, right? So let's have those conversations. Are you open to checking out an additional stream of income that you can add to your existing PT business? Like, what do you do with the sub side of things? Send them the mass nutrition and make nothing, or you can have your own product partner. Like you decide. Anyone with half a brain would be getting their own product partner, right? So let's be having those conversations with, especially like I always try to think of who will relate to the story. And obviously PTs will relate to a PT story, but anyone who's a sports professional, but just anyone, guys, let's fill up this room. Our best BTS has been 37 people. That was, who did we have last time? Aussie? It was, who did we have in January? Did we do one in January? Or was it December?
Yes.
It was January with Jess Morgan. That was our best ever. We had 37. So let's give the 40s a tilt this time. Get all of our members in there, et cetera, because with what we got kind of coming up, we're going to kind of change things up a little bit. I'll tell you guys, pardon me, because I was talking to the Brain Trust here earlier. Adriana had a really good idea. And did you have an idea?
No, it wasn't my idea.
Me and Adriana had really good idea.
It was my idea.
Oh, sorry, Bobby had a good idea.
It was my idea, everybody.
And we just worked it. But anyway, we're going to be doing like a results panel. So we're going to be picking people that have either put on muscle, lost weight, lost fat, or what was the other one? And challenge, sports range maybe, but in particular, a glow lean challenge type of result too, because everyone talks about it. So what they actually did during it, which will be amazing for our clients. So they'll have 10 to 15 minutes to be able to run through that, what their day looks like food-wise, subs-wise. So it'll be really cool. We're also going to do, instead of a DMO section, which I've found just kind of hasn't really had a really good punch for us yet. What we're going to do is a personal development section instead in there as well, because we're always talking about mindset. So why not chuck it into the big dance? Obviously, Craig's got supervisor school, and we got member training as well. And then we got open house, of course, to start the day, promos, recognition, all that stuff. So I guess the major changes will be the flip over the results, just so people get a look at what a day looks like on a Herbalife nutrition program for the different things. But included in that will be that person's 3 favorite products and what they do as well. So, you're still getting 9 random product trainings, I guess, on different products, and we'll make sure they're all different, of course, as well. So it won't be like 3 on repeat. And the personal development section, I think I'll probably do it, and it'll be on getting your shit together. And it'll be on, don't know, probably stuff like taking action and just giving people like like if you want to change your life, it's all here for you. You just have to do some work type of message will be, but I'll call it something different. And that's about it. So it'll be a big day, guys. It'll be an amazing day, and there'll be heaps planned, and Craig will blitz it, and that's about it. What else? But we'll be talking a lot about in the marketing plan training. We'll be getting the guys to focus on, is this your next step? Let's get it done by end of month, which is Monday midnight, and what that actually looks like. So yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Cool. All right, guys. Does anyone have any questions? I'll tell you guys a surprise while we're waiting on questions. Telstra are upgrading their towers.
What? They never do that.
Shock. They send me a message a day about they're upgrading their towers. It's like, thanks for letting me know again.
Discount on the bills.
Yeah, there's the discounts. Any questions, guys? That all pretty straightforward. So long story short, going to do blitz days. We're going to get our guys really kicking butt. I'm going to get all my new guys to do the memory jogger, and BTS will be awesome. It's always awesome. I think it'll be better. So stay tuned, because you guys will probably be getting roles. And that's about it. Any thoughts, guys? Feedback, comments on just what's either things in general or bringing my awards Saturday. Bring on my awards Saturday. I was like, what awards? Yeah, cool. That's exciting. Supervisor, probably get you to share a couple of words on that too. Matty boy. Just like a 20-minute speech. That's all. No biggie. Fantasy Football League.
You want a game?
We should do it, an ALC one. Just saying. Only 20 minutes, it says. Cool. All right, guys. It's enough from us. Have an amazing time between here and BTS, and let's fill that room up. And dominate, I reckon we can do 50. Meg just said no one take photos of Matt getting recognised. Cool, no problem. And cool. Okay, guys, see ya.